think it was a good day and a job accomplished. How you doing, everybody? This is Jason, Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today, hopefully if it uploads this time, a game room update. I've been looking at my game room and I'm happy with it, but someone like me, I know most of you out there watching, it's just never good enough. Or you want to change something, or whatever the reason is. It's just like anything in life, I suppose, but I take the game room pretty seriously, so. I know this is a weird place to start, because I don't normally start videos over here, but it's cool. We're going to get right to it right now. So what are the changes I made? Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. These walls right here are not going to remain bare. I've been thinking about it a long time, and I think it is finally time to bring back some House of Fun and Video Games color to these walls, because I like the color, but it's not the game room. So that will be in another video, because it's too late to be doing that. Sorry I haven't uploaded much, but what can I tell you? I've been working overnights, like I said in the video previous to this, I believe. And overnights are rough. I did 2 years of them straight, and no interest in them whatsoever, but you do what you have to do, and well, what can I say? I'll get as many videos out there as I can. I appreciate all you folks that watch, comment, like, and subscribe, of course. I mentioned that a little earlier this time than I usually do at the end of the videos, but I think it's important. We now have 77 folks who have subscribed to the House of Fun and Video Games, so we got another subscriber, and I'm pretty pumped, and I want to make sure I bring out as much great content that I can. So let's keep going with this, because I'm super excited to show it to you. Alright, this should be the first piece. This is something I got a while ago. It's a Friday the 13th hanging piece, and it has all the different masks from all the different Jason movies, or Friday the 13th movies rather, so pretty pumped about that. And then over here, you know, I got this a while ago. I think this looks awesome. I was debating on whether this was going to work or not. I have to use part of Spider-Man's attachment if you were ever going to wear the mask, because it doesn't have the same protruding plastic on the back as Venom, but I think this came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. And it hangs right over the arcade one-up, so that's pretty cool. Here's the next part. I'm starting to hang up the action figures I have again. I want to display them better. I don't think they're in the videos as much as I want them to be. Video games and movies are certainly a big part of what I do on the channel and what I like, but also action figures are right there. And although I've slowed down dramatically on collecting these, I still get them when I find something that interests me. So, got some good ones here. You know, some horror, some Friday the 13th. Just look at that Chucky one. I know I've probably shown you this at one point or another. It's been a while, though. And that just looks cool. But let me tell you, that box is very protruding. And it can be very difficult to hang them up the way you want to. And these aren't going to all be straight or anything like that. They're a little crooked, I think, in some fashion. It's just a balance and a weight, and, you know, it is what it is. But I'm still excited for it. I just got these fairly recently, within the last 2 months or so. Some of the Masters of the Universe re-release figures. I got 3 of them. I don't think I'm going for a complete set. Again, I'm not really a completionist. Getting into that territory is very dark, and it hits the wallet pretty hard. These are not very expensive, because they are, you know, reproductions in a way. They're just re-releases. I guess not reproductions, but they're re-releases. So I don't know, whatever word works. But I like myself some He-Man. I've had these figures when I was a kid. Used to play with them, of course, He-Man, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn. There's still about 3 more, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to go for them. So it's pretty cool. I like it. And right over here, we've got some more of the action figures. So I know I've shown these off before. They're beautiful. This one right here, I always like to make sure I point out, as I can see myself in the reflection. That's creepy. This one I paid $14.99 at I don't even remember what store it was. It was like a Tower Records or something. I couldn't remember, but now that figure can go from anywhere to $400 to $700. So Even though you ask for a lot, it doesn't mean that you're going to be paid that much, but for whatever reason, that figure is very special. So I love it. It's cool. Comes with a little pumpkin. So isn't this one as well? So I got here a pretty recent one. Halloween 2 cloth. I don't normally go for these, but I have two other ones, I think. So I don't typically go for them, but I couldn't say no. It's Michael Myers, and I don't have enough Michael Myers in my life, so. There's a good one right here, Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. We all know how that went. There's another cloth figure. Again, these are extremely expensive. The Halloween one is it's a fairly recent release. This one was probably released about 2-3 years ago, and it goes for some serious money. Just look at the detail on it. It's just awesome. Also can remove his mask as well, so you can see that full zombified Jason. Jason X, which is awesome. Here's an extremely rare one. This one was very hard to find, and I finally was able to get in touch with a gentleman, and we were able to work out a deal because it is very expensive. But I got it at a fairly good price compared to what it normally sells for. And that's also from Jason, Friday the 13th, part 6. Jason Lives, so that's pretty cool. Jason Goes to Hell. To think I paid that for it, and now this guy, that other one can go somewhere between 200, even 250 I've seen as high. Jason Goes to Hell one can go 100, 150, so glad I was able to pick that up at the time. I don't know if it says exactly where I got it though. Nope, it doesn't, so it's still cool. Love the way this figure looks. Kane Hodder's second to last appearance as Jason, so. This one right here was one I did pay a pretty penny for, but I was able to get to a reasonable amount with the seller, and this was years ago that I bought this at this point, but this was a 2015 NECA convention exclusive. This is the cloth Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mother, with Jason himself, and that's the only time a Jason figure has been released in the child form, so that just looks so good. Like, look at that detail. And I love the way that the cover art looks too. It's just great. That is definitely Pamela Voorhees, for sure. Some other things I've gotten a while ago. I finally got them hung up, or hung up, I should say, rather. This is a poster. It's a metal poster for the first Friday the 13th. Pretty cool. Then this right here was just kind of like a newspaper clipping. It's a fake one of the Haddonfield Herald, November 1st, 1978. So I like that. It's pretty cool. I want to get more things like that. It's just a matter of it really catching my eye. When I saw that, I had to get it. Over here is not much changed. I'm opening this up a little bit. There's still some other stuff I have to do here because I think before the last video I was going to shoot for a Gameroom update, I was showing you this when it was a lot different than what it is now because I have to kind of make some more room for some stuff. I boxed up the DVDs and everything like that, but I think I'm going to break some of them out, at least my favorites. So I typically like to watch things on the Blu-ray or the 4K now. Of course, I got a bunch of box sets down here and books. The vinyls, and then the laser discs. Yeah, I got into that, I know. I got 2 laser disc players now. The one down the bottom is the one that I paid $5 for, which is my find of my lifetime because those go for so much money, it's ridiculous. We could get into some serious talks about the difference between Laserdisc and VHS and DVD and 4K. There's a lot of folks that have a lot of different opinions on it. I actually just recently found for the person I actually got the laser display from. Sorry, blanked out there. I got a page that people are on Facebook. It's a private group. It's folks that like Laserdisc and stuff like that. It's something I've gotten into pretty recently, and I gotta tell you, there's some really good Facebook groups out there. Very positive, great conversations. Like you could kind of talk about anything, with obviously leaving a lot of the nonsense out because it is a very monitored group. But if you're into anything out there, take a look around. It's good to get some opinions out there, throw out some things. People are very supportive. Like I had like well over 200 people like a post that I did, and I mean it's not a big deal. I don't need that kind of exposure when it's my personal account. It's not has nothing to do with the channel or anything like that. But it's always good to know that there's other like-minded folk out there that are excited as you are to jumping into something new that a lot of them have been doing for years. So pretty cool stuff. Nothing has changed with any of the NECA figures. I was thinking of hanging them up, but I have not decided to do that. I don't even know if I'd really have the space for it, but I did hang some other figures up as well. Right here is where it starts. Like I said, the game room was too empty. It was too bare. It needed some fill. So we've got Beavis and Butthead, which I've gone over a few times. Got the Mario Brothers. Here's my Tick figures right here. Oh, my man-eating cow. She got sun damaged, and it's one of my oldest figures. I think I stated before that I started collecting in box figures and didn't open them back in the early 90s with WWF figures. I think I finally cracked and opened those up because honestly I can't find them and I can't remember anything about that. So I think that's when I thought about doing it, but I just couldn't hold myself back, and I opened those Hasbro figures up, and I really wish I didn't. I haven't had anything really rare on those figures, but it still would have been cool because that was the first time, like, I want to say it was 1990, 91, something like that, where I was like, I want to keep figures in the box. And I was still a child then. I was like 6 or 7, I think, at that point when I started thinking about that. And I think it finally around like 94, 95 was like, all right, I'm going to get serious with this for whatever reason. So most of the figures did stay in the packages. Some of them didn't. Now all of them pretty much do. So it's kind of a tough call to make, because when you keep things in the box, you can't have fun with them. And I'm a man in my mid-30s, so I don't really think that playing with action figures is too much fun. But putting them into certain poses, having them like hanging up, kind of like something like that is pretty cool. But for me personally, like, I know somebody that I actually work with who has the opposite and cannot keep things in the package and just likes to put them up on shelves, likes to display them in certain ways. I was like, man, I really like that. It looks awesome, but I just can't bring myself to do it. And that is a struggle, but I can see the art of not keeping them in the packages, but for whatever reason, they stay sealed. So she's still in good condition. She is sun damaged because I had her at that window at one point in time, and that's just kind of what happens when the sun hits things, especially plastic. It turns to yellow, just like NESs and Super NESs. Sun damage, and then just unknown damage. I got some more Power Rangers right there, and I decided to hang up the Scooby-Doo action figures. So I got the complete set. Now, if you see here, you got 2 Scoobies, you got a Shaggy, you got a Velma, and you've got a Daphne. Now, after I collected them, I was like, where's Fred? I know I've gone over this before. This was like videos ago. I can't remember how many, but I was like obsessed with completing the set. I don't know why. I like Scooby-Doo, and for whatever reason, I was like, I'm completing this set. When I'm dead set on it, I'm dead set on it. But I know that some things are just not attainable financially or just finding it. So Fred's actually in the Mystery Mobile, and it's over there because he doesn't have anything to hang him with, and he'd be too heavy anyway. So, but I do have the complete set of that. They're awesome. Another big box retailer exclusive. These 2 are extremely hard to find, and these actually go for a decent money on the internet and stuff. But I have no intention of ever selling anything like this. So, pretty cool. Here's the other cloth figure I was talking about. Some good old Snake Plissken. And we got Carnage. I hope to get the Venom and the Spider-Man from this series. This is my favorite series. This is from 1994, and it's from Toy Biz. I love them. I used to have them as a kid. I used to play with them. And I haven't tracked down Spider-Man, Venom, or Morbius. I want Morbius. I think that would be it. I'd be pretty good. Maybe Rhino. It really depends on, financials and stuff like that. But eventually I'd like to find them. Definitely Venom, though. I'm a huge Venom and Carnage fan. So up here we've got clown. This is one of those movies where I was super pumped for it in '97 when this thing came out, and then I was really disappointed after I left the movie theater. But as time went on, and I did watch it on TV, I'm telling you, something about movies on TV, and I can't explain it. It just makes you like them better, and you see whatever flaws they had, they're not there anymore. So, um, I've grown to like that movie a lot, and I think eventually, adding to the Laserdisc collection, I think I'm going to grab Spawn. I don't want it on anything fancy. I want it on Laserdisc. There's very specific movies that I want on Laserdisc. Would I go for a complete horror collection like I have with the VHS or the Blu-ray or the 4K? Absolutely not. That is astronomical. You are talking about like $70 to $100 a Laserdisc from some of those Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Streets. And the deals aren't out there. You know, one of my biggest tips on, eBay time and buys that I give is watch and wait. And somebody usually reaches out to you because they just want to get rid of some stuff and bring in some new stock. So doesn't matter how long I've been waiting on that. I've had a few bites, but we're talking like a few bucks off, and not a few bucks. I mean, a few bucks, like $2, and that's just not going to cut it for me. I do like the format. It's pretty cool, but we'll get there. I'd like to get a few of them. If I was to think of Laserdiscs and what I'd want for horror, I like to have a few different ones that are very uncommon. Maybe a few of the Friday the 13th, the Halloweens, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, but not complete sets. It's just not attainable unless for whatever reason they end up at the thrift and they're like $5 a pop and I'm grabbing every one of them. But until then, probably not going to go for it. But still, pretty excited how everything looks so far. I think it has a good flow. It doesn't have a necessarily good flow with like it making sense, but to me it makes sense because I'm happy about it. Nothing's changed with the VHS horror or the mini nonsense shelf I have up here, so I haven't done anything with this. I'm not going to. I love them. I love looking at them, and they need to be displayed properly. Over here, got this pretty recently. It's a mini collection of G.I. Joe figures. On the nonsense table, I had metal ones that I found at a thrift. It was in one of those little baggy things, and they're great. I love them to be displayed. I'm not opening these up. I kind of hanged it up. I really didn't want to, but I was like, for now, I'm going to leave it up there. But again, the great thing about these shelves and these little things right here, everything's interchangeable. So, and these little things that I'm using to hang up things are not permanent, and they don't leave big holes. So, pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It got the classics in there, so. Then we got Two-Face, Riddler, my Jokers. I'm glad to finally get these on display again. They're great. I'm a huge fan of the Joker. There's the Julius Caesar one. That's one from Batman Endgame. I'm not too fond on it because it just doesn't feel like the Joker, but still, it's pretty cool. It's the Joker. What can I say? I got the Dark Knight Joker. Not the best makeup job on that figure, but it is what it is. This one's probably my favorite next to the Julius Caesar Batman television series one is this one right here. It just looks awesome. It's a legacy edition too. Just look at that detail. I know you got the reflection of the light there. It looks awesome. Down below, these ones, again, it's not original. If it was, they would be very expensive, but re-releases of the Ghostbusters. Finally got that complete set. Super excited for it. This brings me back to a time where, man, I was happy just to sit down every Saturday morning, watch my cartoons, and play with my Ghostbusters and my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, my He-Mans, my Batman figures. Like, this brings me back. So, very nostalgic for these. I love the way they look. They scream and live 80s. Long live the 80s and 90s. Slimer. Got all the Ghostbusters here. Just look at the way that these action figures used to be. You don't make them like that anymore. I like these little goblin things here, little ghosts that they have. Gulper Ghost, Wrapped Ghost, Grabber Ghost, and Chomper Ghost. Like, they look so much like the originals. They really do. They look awesome, and I'm super excited to have those on the wall because I like to look at those, and it definitely, everything in this room brings me back to a different time. That's, not a bad thing, but these definitely do. Like, I fondly remember them. As a matter of fact, I think I need to watch I have the Ghostbusters complete set on DVD, which is extremely hard to find and very out of print, but I was able to snag it. Damn table. Nothing's really changed with anything over here. Got some added ducks to the collection thanks to Cynthia. Things aren't exactly how I want them, but they're never going to be. I'm always into changing things, and luckily I have the shelves now to do it, as opposed to moving entire bookshelves, which is really aggravating and very time consuming. I could just move this shelf, remove everything from it, move it up, move it down. So that's the great part of having this type of display unit. So yeah, they're the Amiibos. I don't think I went over this one yet, but this is a fairly recent pickup in the last couple months. I'm not really finding many Amiibos out there that I'm super interested in, but one catches my eye, grab it, and I'm pretty excited with the collection I have. I might do a video on that someday, just going over my Amiibo collection, because it is really cool. I wish I could display it better. I was actually thinking of thumbtacking it up, but that's what they're called, thumbtacks. I haven't decided on doing that yet. That would take a lot of space, and I just don't know. But again, I can change it whenever I want, so always good to get a good look at the games. Then right down here, of course, the NES games. And then there's some, move that out of the way. Some of my inbox. Some classics right there. Big money right there. Not little Samson big money, but big money altogether, for sure. Love those NES games. They're one of my most prized possessions. That's the first system I got introduced to. And I actually was talking to Cynthia or somebody else pretty recently that the first time I got an NES was in, I'm going to say it was 85. 85, I think it was, or maybe it was 86. It's one of those two, I can't remember, but I remember I was very young, like 2 or 3 years old, when I started playing on the Nintendo system. So I'm going to guess I was probably like 3. So we'll call it, we'll call it 2 or 3, because it was fairly early. It must have been 86. I'm going to say it's 86, so we'll say it was about 2, 87. I can't remember, honestly, but I've been playing them forever, so super excited with the collection I have. I'm not really going after many other ones. I would love a little Samson. I would love Flintstones. I'm really after the heavy hitters, and when you get into that territory, you're spending some serious bucks. So that is really a time and a place, financially speaking. Of course, we're going after those, but you never know. Maybe you'll end up at the thrift someday. If I get a little Samson at the thrift, that will beat out. That'll probably be the only thing that beats out the Laserdisc player. Or something like extremely rare like that. It can happen, So that's Super Nintendo's right there. Underneath here, which is kind of hidden, and I don't like it like that, but I got some of my VHSs that are non-horror. Some good old Christmas Vacation. And under here, I don't like the way these are. Remember this. I don't necessarily like the way that everything's displayed, because I'd like everything out in the open and popped out. It just screams at me, but sometimes you just got to do what you can do with the space you have. So, pretty cool. There's that Ghostbusters set I was talking about. That is a pretty penny online. Some over the top. Can't beat Stallone movies. And right here, got my GameCube box. Nothing's really changed here. Got my loose Sega Genesis games, Atari. Some good old E.T. Oh, the Haunted House. I still got to open that out and try it, because I've seen so many videos on it. I'm like, I really want that game. Even though it doesn't look as fun as it probably think it is, but I don't know. Excuse me. It's getting late. I'm always yawning. Sega CD. My favorite system to collect for. I mentioned this before. I'm currently still out there looking for Keel Flying Squadron and Snatcher. There's a few others, but those are the big ones, and those are the grails. Those will cost you an extremely large amount of money. I tried to bargain with somebody on a Keel Flying Squadron just to see, test the waters on it, but it's gone up even more. I should have pulled the trigger on it when it was a little bit lower than it was now, because now that we're talking $500 or $600 more, and we're talking over $1,000 for this game. So it's okay, it's cool. I'm gonna get them eventually, but it's just gonna be the right place, the right time, the right deal. That's really all it is. So yeah, that's probably my favorite system to collect for. But I haven't gotten much for it, but I do have some great titles. I got the Rubber Ducks. Got my Sega collection, the inbox. I got I think Albert Einstein out of the way. Got the Sega Master System in there. The definitive version of Ghostbusters, in my opinion, is on that system. So, Conker's Bad Fur Day, another pretty hard to find one in the box, complete. Got some of my nighttime, night trap stuff. Nighttime. I must be getting tired. That awesome Chiller custom box. I really like that. I think this game is an interesting game. It has a very interesting history with it, so. I have the original NES like I showed you down there before, but it also came with that, so I thought that was pretty cool with the deal, so. Then we got my PS2s. And we go down here, some more box sets. Again, a lot of these are out of print. Extremely hard to find. That version of the complete cartoon collection of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The one from the 80s, not the one from the 2000s, that I don't have any interest in that whatsoever. So, the movies were okay, but not the show. So, got that complete. Got some other ones in here as well, and then just some other action figures here. That's the one I was talking about there with Freddy. I'll actually just jump over and show you it, because that's Fred. And I had to look up online and figure that out. That's how you got Fred. He's only available in the mystery van for whatever reason. So, let me move this out of the way. You got the 25th anniversary set, Friday the 13th. You got Jason from Part 2. The only version up until the NECA figure releases of Pamela Voorhees. Sorry for the weird glow and the dirtiness. I got to clean these things, my God. And then, of course, that's a famous scene from Friday the 13th Part 2. And then right here, I've got Dr. Loomis and Michael, the night he came home. Such a beautiful set. Try to take good care of these action figures, but things get dirty. But that's it. That's all I got. I'm pretty excited for everything so far. I think there's some good moves in the right direction. I think I'm pretty happy for what I got right now. I say I did pretty good. But I could say that and tap myself on the back all day. But I got to know from you folks, what do you think of the game room changes? Do you like them? Should I have done something differently? How do your game rooms look? I wish there was a way on YouTube that you folks could actually send pictures and show pictures and stuff like that, but you can't. It's okay. But if you do want to send me any pictures of your game room to get into some more further conversations other than the comment section down below, which is always awesome. It helps out the channel big time. I'm on Facebook as well, so Jason's House of Fun and Video Games is on Facebook. I'm pretty active on there, posting not only pictures and links to the videos and stuff like that, obviously, but just getting into some conversations about just about anything, And I look forward to those conversations. They're always great. They're always positive. And if you have anything that you want to show me picture-wise, just find me on there and just throw it up on the page. I'd love to get in a conversation about it. I'd love to see what all your game rooms look like, your collections or whatever. So I'm pretty happy for what I have and where I'm at. But, we can always get more. But we just got to be strategic with it. So anyway, I'd say that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. So if you haven't already subscribed, just like I said before, 77 awesome folks out there have subscribed to the House of Fun and Video Games, and they watch, and they comment, and they like, and they do all that jazz. But what they might not have done, and if you subscribe, make sure you do this as well. Hit that notification bell, because anytime I decide to put up a new video, whether it's in regards to thrift time and finds, anything I get off the eBay, big box retailer, Halloween store time and finds, I've done that probably once a year. I might do that, depends on how we go. And then any other content I put on the channel, it could be a lot of different things. You'll be notified of it right away when it goes up. I hope you folks had a wonderful Halloween. It's definitely a different one. And we all know why. We don't have to call the elephant out in the room. I think I'm kind of tired of hearing about it at this point. About the, I respect, what goes on in the world, but the ongoing healthcare crisis. I respect it. I follow the guidelines. And just trying to get past it just like everybody else. But it has just done a number on us. 2020 has done a number on us. But I have a funny feeling that in 2021, we're going to be seeing great things. And it's going to be very positive. But anyway, this is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. Going way off track as usual. The train just fell off the tracks. Have a wonderful weekend. One more day until the work week starts. And I got to get back to overnight soon, so thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Have a good night.